Hey there, let's continue with our Google Ads course. Last lesson we set up retargeting in the Google Display Network, and today we're diving into audience campaigns in the same Google Display Network. So, an audience campaign is a pretty interesting beast. The cool thing is you can grab clients without even running ads on search. I've had cases like this where we weren't on search at all, and the competitors didn't even know we existed. All we had was just Google Display Network ads. The competition is tiny compared to search ads, so we were pulling cheap leads easily. You already know what the Google Display Network is from the last lesson. But in the last lesson we were setting up retargeting, and I said that's the hottest audience. While the search audience is also pretty hot because they're looking for specific queries and that's why the competition is high, audience campaigns are different. When we just use the algorithm to find our users' interests, see which sites they usually visit or what they usually type in, it's a colder audience. But with massive reach and a relatively low cost per click, we can still pull in people who are interested in buying. You've got to understand that the site's conversion rate from this traffic will be lower, but the overall cost per lead will still be lower than search because the traffic is just cheaper. But your managers will have to hustle harder since there'll be more cold leads. Because it's one thing when a person types a query and sees exactly what they're looking for, like manicure. They go to your page and it says manicure. They call or leave a lead and the conversation starts. Here a person is just doing their own thing and the manicure ad catches them. But they don't need it right here, right now. It's a lot like ads in Meta, Facebook and Instagram. We're going to build the campaign based on our Google Display Network. But first I want to get updates. Basically always get updates. Just get used to clicking. Get recent changes before starting work in the editor. Select more data, hit OK, and then done. Great, we've got everything, we're ready. Now a few interface bonuses. If you click these three dots here, you can choose exactly what you want to see in this window. When there are tons of ads, it can get messy, so you need to manage it. You can pick a campaign type. I've got all campaigns selected right now. You can choose just search, just performance max, display, shopping, and so on. You can check multiple boxes at once if you need to. Then you can choose enabled, paused, or just leave them all. Same thing with ad groups. How to sort? By campaign status or by campaign name. You can search by name or by ad groups. Anyway, lots of cool stuff here. I'm picking display. It found it and expanded it. Whenever it finds something, it always expands it. Click here to collapse it back. Copy this campaign by hitting Ctrl+C and then Ctrl+V to create a duplicate. In the name of the copied campaign, change remark to keywords. And you might be wondering, why the hell keywords? I said it's an audience campaign, but I'm making keywords. I'll explain it later. Because in this specific case, I'm building an audience based on my own keywords. If you want to build an audience using the ready-made segments Google offers, we'll cover that too. Sometimes standard audiences just aren't enough for certain types of businesses. I'll type keywords in the search so only one campaign stays visible. By the way, we changed the campaign name. Now let's change the ad group name. Click on the ad group. Change remark to keywords too, so the campaign and ad group have the same name. We aren't changing any group or campaign settings at all. If you don't know how all this was done, check out the previous video in the playlist. This playlist is a free course on Google Ads. In the last lesson I showed how to create a retargeting campaign in the Google Display Network, and we're building this audience campaign on top of that. Now let's go to the keywords and targeting section and select audience segments. This segment was for retargeting, so we're just gonna delete it, we don't need it. Hit add audience segment at the ad group level, just like we did in the last lesson. The easiest way is to run ads on pre-made Google audience segments. We're running ads to get clients, not just to show off, so we're only interested in in-market audience segments. When this feature came out, it finally became possible to run Google Display Network ads with actual targeting, not just blasting everyone like a TV commercial. It's a really cool feature. God knows how they calculate it, but they do it well. And it works really great. Click here and pick the audience that fits best. Let's see what makes sense here. Beauty and personal care. Let's check space and beauty services. Oh, manicures and pedicures. Perfect. Hit OK. And that could be the end of the video. But not all niches have such perfect audiences. Sometimes you find something close, and sometimes there's nothing even similar. Now I'll show you what to do in that case. But before we move on, I've got a couple more things to point out for you here. I'll delete this audience. Hit Add Audience segment and Add Group Level Audience segment again. Here I only commented on interest categories. Next step is live events. For example, marriage. People who recently got married or are about to. For those getting ready, you can show, for instance, wedding photography. Basically, you can get creative. If you add this audience segment to search ads, then when someone searches for, let's say, pedicure, you'll only show up for those who are in the getting married soon audience. This kind of narrowing isn't always worth it for search, which is why we didn't add any audience segments when we were building search campaigns. Detailed demographics. I rarely use this, but it happens. I commented on this a bit in the ad analysis lesson. Click around, see what's there. But I promise you, you don't need it at the start. You already know remarketing lists. We set those up in the last lesson. We're interested in custom audience segments. There are also combined audience segments, but we don't care about those right now. Custom audience segments are a killer feature, and that's what we're going to work with. There's nothing here yet, which makes sense. They're custom because you have to create them. Let's close this window for now. We need to post the campaign to the server. But first, I'll make a few tweaks. First, I'll go to the campaign level and scroll down to frequency capping. Unlike retargeting campaigns where you have to try hard to even get 100 active users for the ads to start, these ready-made and custom audiences usually have a ton of people, so you can set some limits right at the start. Click the pencil icon. I'm putting in 10 impressions per day per person, although you could choose a week or a month. If you run ads on Facebook, you know you can even pick 1 impression per day, so 10 a day is plenty. And you can choose if those 10 impressions apply to the whole campaign, the ad group or the ad. In our case, it won't change anything since we only have 1 group and 1 ad. Hit OK. Now click the pencil next to content exclusions. I explained this in detail in the last lesson. Right now, I'm just checking all the boxes and hitting OK. If for some reason there are no impressions for a few days after launch, just temporarily remove the limits from frequency capping and content exclusions. Now let's go to the ad group. We'll drop the max cost per click by about 10 times compared to the retargeting price. In our case, we're switching $1 to 10 cents. Last time we posted changes for the retargeting campaign. We sent the campaign itself and the ad group with the audience, but no ads. This time we're sending it with the ad, but without the audiences for now. We'll add those in the Google Ads web interface. By the way, I'm using the exact same ads we used for general retargeting. When you're doing what I'm showing you now, an audience campaign, you don't need super hyper relevance. General relevance is enough. Hyper relevance is overkill here. So just a good general ad that clearly shows what we do is enough. Anyway, we're launching this with ads, but no audience for now. We'll set the audience next. Hit post and then post again. All set. Close. Let's head over to our ad account and refresh the page. There's our fresh campaign. DN Remark Miami all website. Now we're going to create those audiences we'll be targeting. Go to Tools, Shared Library, Audience Manager. It opens your data segments right away. You know this part, that's where we set up retargeting. But we need the custom segments section. Click the plus sign. I'll name the audience nails. And look at this. People with any of these interests or purchase intentions. This is the awesome thing I was talking about. Before there was only one option. People who searched for any of these terms on Google. It didn't work as well. Though, you've got to test everything. Maybe in your niche the second option will work better than the first. There's no single perfect solution for everyone anymore. We just test, try different things and find what works. So I'm sticking with people with any of these interests or purchase intentions. Below that is the add interests or purchase intentions field. This is where we put our main keywords. Let's open our spreadsheet. Remember where we sorted all those keywords? We did that in the keyword grouping lesson. If you missed it, go watch it. Honestly, if you haven't taken the course, I highly recommend watching the whole playlist from the start. It's a free but complete Google Ads course. So go ahead, use it, and hit that like button. So I'm just taking the high frequency keywords, copying them and pasting them here. Don't overdo it, but keep them diverse. Again, in some niches there won't be much variety. Just add the main keywords and don't overthink it. The more diverse words I put here, the more common interests Google will find for users with these needs. That should be clear. Now hit save. We see the audience is under review, but it'll be fine. I'll show you how to add this audience to our ads through the web interface a bit later. First, I'll show you how easy it is to do in our usual Google Ads editor. If you hit Add Audience segment at the Ad Group level and go to Custom Audience Segments, there's nothing there. That's because we haven't synced the updates. Close it and download the changes. We need more data. Hit OK. Great. Hit Done. Now let's go back to adding audiences. I'm not explaining every step. I'm sure you've got the hang of it by now. And there it is. It showed up. Select it and hit OK. Now we've got this audience segment. Nice. By the way, we don't use negative keywords for any Google Display Network campaigns. Retargeting audience-based keywords, whatever you call it. It doesn't matter. Just a side note. All that's left is to post it. But just for a change, I'll show you how to add this audience in the web interface. Going back to the campaign level. By the way, I'll select Enabled in the filters, so the post campaigns don't distract us. Click on the campaign name, then the ad group name. By default, it opens the ads inside that group. We need to expand audiences, keywords and content, and go to audiences. There's the Add Audience Segments button. Click it. Switch from search to browse, scroll down, and there's your custom audience segments. Click it and there's our nails audience. Honestly, you should add something else to the name, so it's clear it's an audience you created, so you don't get confused at first. You can always edit the name later. Now just check the boxes and hit save. But I'll hit cancel because I'm adding this audience through the Google Ads editor. Or more accurately, we already added it. Just need to post the changes. Though it makes zero difference if you add the audience in the editor or here in the web interface. Do whatever is easier for you. Back to the editor. Maybe it's silly, but I don't like all website in the name. It makes sense for an audience getting data from the whole site. But for the ad name, it's more logical to write which specific page the traffic is going to, so you can see at a glance what you set up. I'll write all nails, meaning everyone goes to the nails page. In our case, that's the home page. I changed the ad group name, and I'm doing the same for the campaign name. Now hit post, then post again, and after it sends, hit close. Back to the web interface, refresh the page. And now the Add Audience Segments button is gone, replaced by Edit Audience Segments. We aren't changing anything right now, just click Show Table. And there it is, nails. So while everything is clean and visible in the Google Ads editor, the web interface has everything hidden away. I feel like they do that on purpose so people change less and spend more. That's just how it works. If you want to change something, you can hit Edit Audience Segments here. But it's much easier in the editor. You already know how to do that. Now go create your audience campaigns if you need them. Even if you think you don't, set one up and test it with a small budget. You never know, it might actually crush it for you. Everything needs testing. In the next lesson, we're going to break down UTM tags, but I won't get ahead of myself, you'll see. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one. Think bigger and make money.